The way the PR spun world of celebrity is these days, it's difficult to know who our favorite actors or pop stars really are. What we are presented of celebrities isn't real. They appear in magazines and on late-night chat shows with their anecdotes and promotional chat rehearsed well in advance. This is all designed to make them appear warm and relatable while denying us the chance to ever really know who they really are. As it happens, some of the most famous people in the world aren't nearly as wholesome in private as they appear to be in public. In this video, we're going to go down a list of 20 celebrities who have histories that will sure make your skin crawl. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and turn on the notifications so that you get these and many more videos immediately we post them. Musician, then model, and now actor, Oscar nominated for the films The Fighter and The Departed. Since his movie career took off in the mid-90s, Wahlberg has also starred in such hits as Boogie Nights, Three Kings, and The Other Guys. He's one of the highest paid actors alive. Well, these days, Wahlberg is a family man. He is 47 and married for a decade with 4 kids. But things were very different back when he was a Boston street kid. The year 1988, aged 17, Wahlberg served time in jail for attempted murder after he assaulted 2 Vietnamese men without provocation. Referring to the men as slut-eyed geeks, Wahlberg punched Hoa Truong in the eye and hit Tham Lam over the head with a large stick until he fell unconscious. Wahlberg served 45 days in jail for the attacks. The actor, known for Ferris Bueller's Day Off, remakes of Godzilla and The Producers, and for voicing Simba in The Lion King. In the 80s, Broderick was huge, famed for hits including Ferris Bueller, War Games, and Glory. On 5th of August 1987, Broderick was taking a trip around Northern Ireland with then-girlfriend and Dirty Dancing star Jennifer Grey when he crashed head-on into another car after crossing into the wrong lane. The accident left Broderick and Grey with minor injuries, while the 2 women in the other car, the mother and daughter, were both instantly killed. Broderick was initially charged with death by dangerous driving, but in the end, he was just fined $175. Years later, in an examination prior to her appearances on Dancing with the Stars 11th season in 2010, Grey had a titanium plate installed in her neck as a result of a persisting spinal injury from the crash. The West Coast rapper, multi-millionaire entrepreneur, and marijuana enthusiast, also known as Snoop Lion. Snoop Dogg, real name Calvin Cordoza Brothers Jr., has been responsible for hits such as Drop It Like It's Hot and Gin and Juice. Snoop Doggy Dogg has never been shy about living the gangster life. But how many people know about the murder charge? Well, in 1993, Snoop was arrested after a rival gang member was shot and killed by a gun fired out of a car Snoop was driving. Legendary O.J. Simpson lawyer Johnny Cochran somehow got both Snoop and the shooter, who actually admitted to firing the gun, acquitted. The actor, best known for his comedy roles, in particular those he played in the TV sitcoms Home Improvement and Last Man Standing, he is also something of a movie star, best known for the Santa Claus films, Galaxy Quest, and of course, for voicing Buzz Lightyear in the Toy Story movies. He may act like an upstanding citizen today, but Alan, the staunch Republican star of family entertainment, once almost went to prison for life for drug trafficking. Arrested at a Michigan airport in 1978 and found in possession of cocaine, Allen would still be in prison now if he hadn't given the names of other drug dealers to police. Having successfully snitched, Allen served 2.5 years of a 3 to 7 year sentence instead. The teen idol, famed for Heathers, Pump Up the Volume, and Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and later for 90s movies True Romance and Interview with the Vampire. Lately, after a career slump in the 2000s, Slater has made a comeback as the title character in TV's Mr. Robot. Through the 90s and the 2000s, in his fallow period, Christian Slater struggled with an addiction that, in a series of incidents, caused him to act violently. In 1989, Slater was arrested for drunkenly crashing his car and assaulting a police officer. But more serious was the 1997 incident that saw him repeatedly punch a girlfriend and attack the police officers who arrived to arrest him. Finally, in 2005, Slater was arrested for sexual harassment when he grabbed a woman's behind on the street while walking down the street intoxicated. The double Oscar-winning actor, known for films including Fast Times and Ridgemont High, Dead Man Walking, Mystic River, and Milk. Now aged 58, Penn has lived a full life, taking in relationships with Charlize Theron, Robin Wright, and Madonna. In 1985, Penn began what would be a tumultuous relationship with Madonna. They married that year and divorced 4 years later. When Madonna filed for divorce in 1989, she also filed a complaint with the police alleging that Penn had assaulted her on a number of occasions, including one in which Penn allegedly held his estranged wife against her will and beat her. Though Madonna later withdrew the complaint, it was reported in the media at the time that she was, by Penn, beaten, gagged, and left strapped to an armchair for 9 hours before she escaped. The American actor, probably best known as the star of Sean Penn's survival drama Into the Wild, Hush has also appeared in films including The Girl Next Door, Speed Racer, and Milk, and will feature in Quentin Tarantino's upcoming Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. In 2015, Hush was in Park City, Utah, for the Sundance Film Festival when he got into an argument with Paramount executive Danielle Banfield at a nightclub. The altercation escalated to the point where a drunken Hush put Banfield in a chokehold, then strangled her until she blacked out. Pleading guilty to misdemeanor assault, Hush served 15 days in jail for the attack and was fined $4,750. The legendary boxing promoter, who represented such superstar fighters as Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and Mike Tyson. King also promoted two of the biggest fights in history, the Rumble in the Jungle and Thriller in Manila. As for what he did, put simply, it was murder. Twice. As early as the 1950s, King was running with the wrong crowd. He was suspected of continued ties to organized crime into the 1990s. In 1954, King was running gambling houses in Cleveland, Ohio, when he shot and killed a man attempting to rob one. This was ruled a justifiable homicide and King served no jail time. However, in 1967, King killed again, Cub stomping the head of a man who owed him money until he was dead. King served just shy of 4 years in prison for this one. Terrence Howard, probably best known these days for starring in TV's Empire, but also an Oscar-nominated movie actor. Having appeared in such high-profile films as Crash, The Butler, and Prisoners, Howard was also the original James War Machine Rhodes in the Iron Man films. To date, Howard has been married 4 times and has been arrested for domestic violence through a total of 3 of the marriages. Howard admitted to hitting his first wife. She was talking to me real strong and I lost my mind and slapped her in front of the kids. While his second obtained not 1 but 2 restraining orders against the actor. In addition to punching, stalking and threatening to kill women he's been involved with, Howard was also arrested for an assault on a female flight attendant in 2000. The character actor who made appearances in some prominent 80s movies, including Amadeus, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and Beetlejuice. John's last role of note came in TV's Deadwood from 2004 to 2006. Since then, Jones has made just 3 films, plus 1 more recent appearance in the Deadwood TV movie. Jones, once such a favorite of Hollywood directors, has struggled to find work ever since he registered as a sex offender in 2003. The year prior, Jones was arrested for possession of illicit material featuring minors and for having paid a 14-year-old boy to pose for explicit photos and videos. Jones was sentenced to 5 years probation and counseling. He was arrested 2 more times, in 2004 and 2010, for having failed to update his sex offender status.